As human beings, we are creators. Most who are tuning into this video understand that, believe that. We create from different perspectives, different layers of self. So we will create from the point of view of our conscious self, our unconscious self, and we will also create according to our genetics and our DNA, habits and patterns. We'll create from the point of view of our culture, also our karma. So we will be receiving the effect of a cause that we have set in motion in some form. And that comes from one of our layers of being. So as human beings, we're creating all the time, even when we don't consciously know it. Now, as long as we are only human, there's no other consciousness outside of time and space within us, then whatever we are creating contains the elements of effect or karma. And within karma, there is always pain and suffering in some form. Because in the karmic world of time and space, it carries good and bad, good and evil, like the tree of good and evil that Eve ate from. So we live in the world of good and evil. So there's always a potential for bad or for evil. So there's always pain and suffering. And today, what is happening in the spiritual world, and it's been happening for a long time, is that we are being told to create from the point of view of our human spirit. Now, people aren't saying create from your human point of view, but that's what most people do. We will create from the point of view of our human limited self that contains karmic conditions. So it's cause and effect in the karmic world. And as I said, that always brings the effect of some form of pain and suffering because it's contained in the human world of time and space. So as we are being told to create, and we begin to do this, we begin to use the tools of manifestation, say to create a car or a house or a job. What we're doing is we're setting a cause into motion in the world of time and space so that we can have an effect. Now, we may get that effect, we may get that house or that car, but any energy that we put out into the world to create and manifest from the point of view of our human self means we're creating karma. And karma ties us, binds us to this world of time and space and to pain and suffering. It seems very cut and dry, black and white, when someone says, all you have to do is put this vision out there, put some feeling behind it, thought and feeling, and have that thing you want and begin to work toward that, to think about that, to knock on the door of that, to beat the drum of that, and you will get this thing. Now, sometimes we do get that thing, and sometimes we don't. And there are different reasons for this. But if we do get it, it contains the elements of time and space, and it has no life in it. It only carries karma. Now, how do we change that? We are the Elohim, and Elohim are creators. But how do we become true Elohim? How do we create from the point of view of our divine self? Now, why do we want to do that? Because the divine consciousness does not contain karma. It does not contain pain and suffering. It creates from the point of view of grace, or the karmicless God state. So that is why we are told to seek first the kingdom of God. Because once we seek the kingdom of God first, through prayer, through inner work, then we open the door to that consciousness, to that divine spirit, which then will transform us into divine beings, divine creation, the Christ. So when we then manifest and create from the point of view of the divine spirit within us, that creation does not have karma because it has grace, and grace will transmute karma. So when we are told as our human self to create, and we're being told this, we're being encouraged to do this all the time, we're being encouraged to make karma and to bind ourselves to this world. So we need to stop, and we need to go to God, pray to God, and open that door, have that spirit within us, make sure we're born again, we're awakened, and then from that spirit, going within, in the stillness of our being, and in that spirit of the divine, of God consciousness, Christ consciousness, then we begin to create. Then we're divine creators. Then we are the true Elohim, sons and daughters of God. So we're creating from the point of view of God consciousness. That's what we will do when we leave this physical existence and make our ascension. We will be in God creation. We'll be expanding and unfolding and expressing through God, through the divine within us. But we can do that here. We just want to make sure that we're in that divine spirit first, before we begin to create. Now that's aligning ourselves with God's will. Now, the difference between manifesting as humans only and manifesting as divine creation is that sometimes we don't get what we want immediately. And we hear this all the time, that God doesn't always give us what we want immediately because He is working on something better for us, something that will give us more and will fulfill a divine destiny within us. And so sometimes people don't want to wait. They want what they want. So that's choosing their own ego and their own will to create, and that's not the path we want to go down. So have your vision, go to God and pray, and then receive that spirit, and then you have that energy of the divine within you to manifest these things. And those manifestations will have life, will have true life, and they will be good for you because they have been manifested in God's spirit, in God's will.